Hello there and welcome to this lesson, which is all about how you can improve your score in the OET Reading Part A. We're going to take a look at 11 frequently asked questions, and of course we're going to take a look at common mistakes and how you can avoid them, because if you know that, then you know how to score well. And we'll generally take a look at some top tips to help improve your score. My name's Sona and I'm your online OET tutor with Bose Learning. I'm a premium preparation provider of the OET. Okay, so we start off with the first question then, and that is, can I repeat the words from the question? So when you're writing your answer in the OET Part A reading test, can you repeat the words? What do you think? Well, the answer is no. You should not repeat any words from the question, because if you do this, then you'll probably lose the mark. Let me give you a couple of examples. So if you have a gap fill question like this, children may be given up to mg of codeine per kilo of weight, and you write 0.5 mg per kilo, then the answer is actually wrong because you're repeating that per kilo. We don't need to do that. So even though it may sound harsh, don't repeat it. It's already in the question. Get that point. I'll give you another quick example as well so that you are really clear on this. If the question asks you what type of factor has caused the biggest increase in childhood asthma, so this is a short question answer, and you write something like this, environmental factor, then again, even though environmental is right, you will be marked wrong because you've repeated the word factor. So don't go through all the pain and all the hassle of finding the correct answer and then getting marked down because you've repeated a word that's in the question. So be super careful with that, okay? Question number 2, can I still get a mark if I only write the number and not the measurement? What do you think? Well, again, if the question asks you for the number and the measurement, you need to include this because otherwise your answer won't be accurate. So if this is the question, what is the lowest dose of ibuprofen per kilo recommended to children? And you write this in your answer, 2.5. Well, it's wrong because there's no measurement. 2.5 what? 2.5 grams, micrograms, kilograms? Of course, it's micrograms. So you need to include that in your answer. Okay, question 3 then. How can I practice reading questions quickly and effectively? And this is a question a lot of my students ask because remember, part A in the reading is timed. You only get 15 minutes for this. So how can you do this? How can you practice? Well, I would start by giving yourself more than 15 minutes so that you're really becoming accurate. You're developing that skill. And then once you've improved, you can get quicker and quicker, so you can reduce the time that it takes you. It's like any kind of game that you play. So if you're trying to kick a ball into the goal, then of course you'd start slowly, you'd build up all those techniques about how you can score, and once you do that, then you speed up. Get your technique right, become accurate, make sure you're getting all that correct, and then speed up. There's no point just timing yourself and doing hundreds of tests and timing yourself and getting it wrong each time. Start slowly, build up those techniques, and then you can get faster. Okay, question 4, can I paraphrase instead of using the same words from the text? So can you change the word and write children instead of young adults, for example? Well, the answer is no, 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 no. Don't do that. Just use the words from the text. Just copy it down. Be accurate, be precise, copy down what the text gives you. Number 5, can you use abbreviations? It's a little bit like the previous one. No, don't do that. Avoid it. Don't write WEDS instead of Wednesday. Don't just use acronyms unless they're already used, because then you're changing things and actually the test is trying to test you on your ability to find information accurately and replicate that accurately. So don't go changing anything. Number 6, what about spelling? Will you lose marks if you make silly spelling mistakes? Well, yeah, of course you will. You have to use correct spelling in the reading subtest to get the mark. So just be careful. Check, check, check. Be accurate in your spelling. Make sure you copy down everything perfectly. What about American spelling? Can you use that instead of British spelling? Well, everything's going to be written in British English. So copy that. You can use American English, of course, it'll be accepted, but just don't do that. Just copy everything down accurately from the text. Just make your life easy. Don't stress about things like that. Copy it down from the text. I would use your finger actually, or if you can, the mouse if you're doing the computer version. Highlight the word you need and copy it down carefully. What about punctuation? Does it matter when recording numerical answers? And of course, yes, it does, because the thing to notice is that in English-speaking countries, we use the comma and the decimal point in a slightly different way to a lot of other countries. So commas are for thousands, and let me give you an example. We would say 1.2 micrograms. We wouldn't say 1 virgule if you're French, or comma 2 micrograms. That would be wrong. So be super careful again with that. Write down those decimal points accurately. Number 9. Can I score half a mark if I get most of the question right? Maybe you've just forgotten that final S for, plural. Can you get half a score? Well, I'm sorry, but no, there are no half marks given. So you either get 1 or you get nothing. So again, just double check everything. Be really accurate in what you're writing. Number 10. What do you do if you can't fit in all your answers in the line provided? Well, if that happens, then I think there's something going wrong, because actually everything should fit into the line provided. So just practice that. If you're writing more, then maybe you're putting in too many words, maybe you're doubling up on your answers. So just check. If you've got big writing, then please practice that. If you're doing the computer version, that shouldn't be a problem anyway, but just have a look at that. And lastly, number 11, in the short answer and gap fill questions, can I write the text letter A, B, C, D next to the answer to show you where I've got the answer from? So if you find naproxen 250 mg in text B and you want to say it's in text B, can you put that in your answer? Well, no, don't include the letter. You can write it down somewhere in your notes so you know where it's from, but don't put it in your answer because it will be marked wrong. So please don't do that. Well, I hope you found this little guide useful. Thanks very much for watching. If you do want more information and more kind of tips and techniques on how to answer well in the OET reading, then take a look at my on-demand courses. These are all self-access video courses which are pre-recorded, so you can just follow those in your own time. I'm going to put in some discount codes for you in the info box below. And thanks very much for watching. If you've got questions, feel free to get in touch. Take care. Maybe see you in one of my other videos soon. Bye.